This is Top Accolade Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohammed. Ukrainians braced for a winter with little or no power in several areas, including the capital, where temperatures have already dropped below freezing as relentless Russian strikes crippled the country's energy capacity. President Volodymyr Zelensky urged people to conserve power, particularly in hard-hit areas such as Kiev, Vinnytsia in the southwest, Sumy in the north, and Odessa on the Black Sea. Moscow's response to military setbacks in recent weeks has included a barrage of missile strikes against power facilities, and Zelensky said half of the country's power capacity had been knocked out by Russian rockets. Millions of Ukrainians are most likely to live with blackouts, a daily occurrence across the country, at least until the end of March, Sergei Kovalenko, the head of Yasno, which provides energy for Kiev, said on Monday. He said workers are rushing to complete repairs before the winter cold arrives. Citizens in the recently liberated southern city of Kherson, where Kiev says Russian troops destroyed critical infrastructure before leaving earlier this month, can apply to be relocated to areas where security and heating issues are less acute. At least one person has been killed and 30 wounded when a car bomb exploded in a police compound in southern Thailand, police said. Tuesday's blast in Narathiwat province came shortly after a suspect drove a car into the police accommodation and abandoned it, according to Narathiwat Governor Sanan Pongaksorn. Police were checking security camera footage to identify the suspect, the governor added. The fatality was a police officer, while the injured included both civilians and officers, according to Pomprasit Jantra, director of the Narathiwat Rajanagarinda Hospital. There has been no claim of responsibility for the attack. Southern Thailand has witnessed a similar rebellion since 2004 as fighters in the Muslim-majority provinces of Pattani, Yala, Narathiwat and parts of Songkhla battle for greater autonomy from the state. More than 7,300 people have been killed in the conflict in the provinces along the border with Malaysia, according to the Deep South Watch Group, which monitors the violence. Beijing shut parks, shopping malls and museums on Tuesday while more Chinese cities resumed mass testing for COVID-19 as China fights a spike in cases, deepening concerns about its economy and dampening hopes for a quick post-coronavirus reopening. China reported 28,127 new local cases nationally for Monday, nearing its daily peak from April, with infections in the southern city of Guangzhou and the southwestern municipality of Chongqing accounting for about half of the total. In the capital, Beijing, cases are hitting fresh highs each day, prompting calls from the city's government for more residents to stay put. There were 2 new deaths attributed to COVID-19 by health officials, compared with 3 over the weekend, which were China's first since May. The latest wave is testing recent adjustments China has made to its zero-COVID policy, which asks authorities to be more targeted in their clampdown measures and steer away from the widespread lockdowns and testing that have strangled the economy and frustrated residents. The municipality of Tianjin near Beijing on Tuesday became the latest to order citywide testing after a similar announcement on Sunday by Xi Jinping. Even after the tweaked guidelines, China remains a global outlier with its strict COVID restrictions, including borders that remain all but shut nearly 3 years into the pandemic. Malaysia's King Al Sultan Abdullah said on Tuesday that he will pick the next prime minister soon after the leading 2 contenders failed to win a majority, but did not specify timing for his decision, as the political crisis from an inconclusive election dragged on for a 3rd day. Saturday's election resulted in an unprecedented hung parliament, with neither opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim nor former premier Muhyiddin Yassin winning the simple majority needed to form a government. The election prolongs political instability in the Southeast Asian nation, which has had 3 prime ministers in as many years, and risks delays to policy decisions needed to galvanize an economic recovery. The king had given political parties until 2 p.m. on Tuesday to put together alliances needed for a majority, but the incumbent Barisan Nasional coalition said it would not support either candidate, a move that prevented both Anwar and Muhyiddin from reaching a majority. It is now up to the constitutional monarch, who plays a largely ceremonial role but can appoint whoever he believes will command a majority. He also asked Malaysians to accept any decision about the government formation. A rescue operation is underway off the coast of the southern Greek island of Crete after a boat believed to be carrying hundreds of asylum seekers lost steering and was drifting in rough seas, according to Greece's authorities. The Coast Guard said on Tuesday that passengers on a boat had made a distress call to an emergency number during the night to alert authorities. According to the passengers, there were up to 500 people on board the vessel, the Coast Guard said, but added that the figure could not immediately be confirmed. A Greek Navy frigate, 2 Italian fishing vessels, a tanker and 2 cargo ships were participating in the rescue operation, but the strong winds and rough seas meant it had not been possible to transfer any of the passengers from the stricken vessel by the morning, the Coast Guard said. That is the size of top accolade global news update. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Tuesday.